Lottery winners of Reddit. What's your story, and was it worth it?
You ever buy a lottery ticket and fantasize about what you'd do with all that money? Yeah, me too. Except I actually won. $112 million to be exact. And 3 years later, I was scanning groceries at a supermarket for $8.50 an hour. I still remember that Tuesday morning. I was eating cereal, the generic brand because rent was due. When I checked the numbers on my phone, I had to check them 5 times. Then I called my mom and we both just screamed. Like ugly crying, can't breathe kind of screaming. After years of double shifts at the warehouse, overdraft fees, and choosing between gas and groceries, I'd won. We'd won. Everything was going to be perfect. The first few months? Man, it was everything I dreamed. Paid off my mom's mortgage. Bought my sister a car. Moved into this ridiculous house with a pool I never used. But here's when things started getting weird. People I hadn't talked to since high school were suddenly my best friends. My cousin, who'd ignored me at family reunions, needed money for his revolutionary business idea. Even my ex reached out, saying she'd always believed in us. Then came Marcus. Smooth talker, designer suits, called himself a wealth manager. Said all the right things about protecting my assets and generational wealth. I was 26. What did I know about hedge funds and offshore accounts? He had me sign papers I didn't understand, invest in companies I'd never heard of. Trust me, he'd say, this is how rich people stay rich. The turning point? It was a Thursday afternoon. I was at some fancy restaurant, picking at a $200 steak I didn't even want when my bank called. The account was frozen. Turns out Marcus wasn't even his real name. The investments? Fake. The friends. They scattered the moment the party stopped. In 18 months, I'd blown through $90 million. The rest went to taxes and lawyers trying to recover something, anything. But you know what the worst part was? It wasn't losing the money. It was losing myself. I'd become this person I didn't recognize, paranoid, isolated, constantly wondering if people liked me or my bank account. The money had turned me into someone I hated. So there I was, 3 years after winning the lottery, putting on a name tag for my shift at Freshmart. My coworker, this kid named Devin, had no idea about my past. We'd talk about normal stuff, basketball, weekend plans, which manager was the most annoying. For the first time in years, I had a real friend. Someone who'd split their lunch with me not because they wanted something, but because that's what friends do. I'm doing better now. Got a small apartment, a used Honda, and a job in construction that pays decent. Sometimes people ask if I regret playing the lottery. Honestly? No, because now I know something most people don't. That happiness isn't about what you have in your bank account. It's about who you have in your life. And right now, I've got my mom, my sister Devin, and a few real friends who knew me before, during, and after the money. Would I do it all differently? Absolutely. But that kid eating generic cereal? Dreaming of millions. He needed to learn that lesson the hard way. Turns out, the real jackpot was finding my way back to who I was before those numbers changed everything.